Ciao ragazzi, welcome to JSG podcast. Hello and greetings to all Bianconera families around the world. Welcome back to the podcast channel brought to you by Juventus Club of Singapore. For today's episode, we have a very special guest that will be appearing in this podcast channel. But before that, as you all already know, the sad news involving the late Paolo Rossi, the legend that wears the Bianconera family colors. But legend do come and go. He was very special to me. So, ciao Pablito, you have gone, but you always be remembered in our heart. So, without further delay, let me welcome you, the very special guest for today's episode. Let the show begin. Okay, hello guys. Hello to all Bianconera families around the world. Welcome back to JSG podcast. This is a very special episode. As you already see here, our guest is it's very familiar, very famous around all Juventini. Everybody already knows. So Maurizio, welcome to the podcast channel.
Thank you, Iskander. Thanks a lot for inviting me. And virtually, I'm there with you in Singapore right now.
Yeah. So, so as a tradition, so maybe new viewers to the Juventus fans, it's you can introduce yourself and how is it started with Juventus. So
yeah. First of all, let me say that we didn't talk each other before, so I didn't know that you were going to use the same T-shirt. So it's by chance.
yes.
Anyway, yes. So let me introduce myself. I'm Maurizio, born and raised in Turin. Since ever a Juventus fan, of course. And you might know me because I started this big community called Around Turin. And I started it in 2013. So now it's already 7 years. At the beginning, it was called in another way, Around Juventus, then became Around J. Now, finally, since 2017, is Around Turin. And it's going to stay like this for sure. So I'm very happy to be here with you, and hopefully we can have a good chat about Juventus.
Yes. So guys, if you like this merchandise, you can check out the Around Turin website to get it. So don't wait. It's gonna be so famous. It's gonna be sold out soon. So please do so.
Thanks. I'm not really doing this to make money because it's just for myself. I like the logo. The logo was actually designed by Colosimo, the guy that is always doing a lot of nice videos on Juventus. And I really like the logo. So I like when I see it on a T-shirt or a mug or whatever else. So yes, thanks.
Okay, so this week, it's a very sad news for all the Juventini across the world. The farewell and the pass away of the great Paolo Rossi. So the man really have inspired me and opened the doors for Juventus in 1982 World Cup when the first time or when they beat Brazil in papers. Brazil is the winner, so Italy, nobody expect them to win, but this man Paolo Rossi make a lot of difference. So, what do this legend reminds you or have any influence to you, Maurizio?
Yeah, first of all, when there was the World Cup in 1982, I was a young kid because I only had 5 years. So I was very, very small kid. But I remember very well, and that was it's something strange because at that time, normally you don't remember. It happened so many years ago. But I remember when we won the World Cup, my fathers brought me in the streets of Turin to celebrate with everybody else because, of course, the city was going crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember perfectly the moment we were going down with the elevator and we were about to go in the street. And I could already hear the noise coming from the streets. And I was very excited that I remember when really we left the elevator and we were running towards the street. That is a memory that I will always have, and it's crazy because I had 5 years and I still remember it. No, yes, Paolo Rossi, of course, is a Juventus legend. He has rightly so a star at the stadium, and like very often happen in a World Cup, you always have a nice fairy tale. Some player that suddenly become a hero in a World Cup, and Paolo Rossi was exactly that. I mean, he really. It was crucial, of course, for the victory in 1982, and we all have a very good memory about Paolo Rossi.
Have you ever met him in person before?
No, I never met him in person. No.
Okay, now let's talk about around Turin. What makes you decide to create this community? What is your goal actually?
Yeah, but well, basically, I always been a season ticket holder at the Juventus Stadium before the Le Alpi, then Comunale, and now, of course, the stadium. This is important because in my job, I am an engineer, so I work, I travel all around the world, and many times in the past, I used to travel a lot, especially in US. So I was spending some time the weekend in US and couldn't go to the stadium. Okay. So I was going crazy because I really wanted to see Juventus, and so the only thing I could do is to look for a Juventus club in US, try to meet with them, and at least watch the game with them. So I started to meet with friends in California or in Chicago, New York, Miami. So I really started to let's say to meet people and understand that there was the need for them to have someone from Turin.
Yeah.
Really local, giving them news in English. But look, at that time, Twitter was a little bit less popular than now. So even the news was important for them to have from a local source. Now news are everywhere, okay? But clearly at that time it was an important need. So I started to open a Facebook page to start with for international fans, again, giving the news from a fan perspective.
Yeah.
That is different from the official news we get from Juventus, of course. And everything started very well. The number of followers started to increase very rapidly. I decided to focus on really giving high quality content, nice pictures, nice video, quality news. So I think the people appreciated that, and over the time the community got bigger. Then I started also to organize events for the fans coming to Turin, and that is, I would say, the best part of around Turin, the one that I'm also more proud of. So basically, Iskander, what do we do? Every time there is a Juventus game in Turin, I organize events with all the international fans coming to Turin for the game. So sometimes we are 50, 70, 80 people from all over the world, and what we do is very simple. We get together, we eat, we drink, we have fun, and then we go together to the stadium. We spend some time, to talk, to know each other. And these really create a very good networking between us. And thanks also to social media, then the people remain in contact between them. And that means that they also like to come back much more often to Turin now, because they know that they have someone, a family, or friends that they can spend time with. So it's a very nice environment, to be honest, and I'm really proud of that. As I said, now we are more than 2 million followers. It's really huge. And of course, a natural step for me was to also open a kind of online travel agency.
Yeah.
And that's what I did in September. So starting from January, I will promote in a very massive way these new services that I can offer to fans, because I believe that is an added value that I can provide. Again, you see, I'm doing this with passion. This is not my job. This is not my job. It's really something that is a plus. I spend a lot of time on that because to update all the social channels, to answer people, I get thousands and thousands of messages every year from people around the world, and I really like to give some time to all of them. So it takes time, but for me, it's very rewarding because, as I said, I do it with passion.
So, by the way, are you surprised the big support that you have from all over the world?
No, in the sense that I was expecting that, but simply because this kind of when you do something you love, you do it with passion, and you provide high quality, I think it's very probable that people will appreciate what you do. You just need to be consistent. That's very important, and never disappoint the people that interact with you, because of course they expect something from you. For example, I learned over the time on that I cannot always write whatever I want on social media now, because with 2 million followers, it's impossible that everybody is happy. Okay, but I also need to be careful, because with 2 million followers, you must be very careful about what you write.
Yeah, true.
I give you an example. When I was going to the match, I mean, when the stadium were still open, I used to write a kind of quick feedback at halftime.
Okay.
Just to talk with people, But normally, especially under Allegri, to be honest, the first half was always a disaster. We were always playing better in the second half. Normally, not always, of course. So that means that my message at halftime normally was pretty negative, because the first half wasn't very good. And then people started to say, but you are negative. No, I'm not negative. It's just what I see, and I try to report to you. So this is a kind of way that you need to be careful about what you write, because I'm not a negative person at all, for example.
Okay. So are you surprised to hear that there's a Juventus club in Singapore who supported Juventus all the way from the another player? Are you surprised to hear?
At first, I was surprised. Yes, when I started to interact with these fans from around the world, I was very surprised to see this kind of passion from far away. Singapore, Australia, US, everywhere, and I was really astonished. But then I started to learn that you guys have the same passion, have the same knowledge about Juventus as we have. So I absolutely maximum respect to all of you, especially you guys in the Far East that need to wake up very early or in the middle of the night to watch the games. So that's really show a lot of passion and commitment. I was in Singapore a couple of years ago, and in Indonesia too. And I had the chance to meet the local fans, and that was a very, very amazing experience. But this is again one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I really like to keep the fans together and to have a network between all of us around the world. So, for example, if you want to go to Japan or to Australia and you need some contact there, you can always count on our friends, the Juventus fans that are living there.
Okay, let's talk about the Champions League match against Barcelona at the new camp. So before we came to that match, you really, how to say, expecting the score to be a 3-0 score from Juventus.
Look, every time before every game, I send a message to my close friend Luca, saying what will be the result of the game. No, it's a game, of course. So I say to Luca, look, we are going to win, but I wasn't expecting winning 3-0 for sure. So I was surprised by the way we won. But I was expecting a good performance from Juventus, because normally in this type of games where we are a little bit underdog, big European games, normally we perform very well. To be honest, I'm much more worried about today's game against Genoa. That is going to be more difficult for us, for sure. But no, the game in Barcelona was very good. I was impressed especially by the approach we had at the beginning. So that was really a very European mentality that we need to carry on also in Italy, because I'm pretty sure we will do quite well in Champions League this year. I'm more worried about Serie A because a number of reasons, but Champions League, I'm pretty confident. I'm not saying we are going to win it, because to be honest, there are so many variables to win Champions League. You also need a lot of luck, okay? But I think we will be one of the contenders.
Yeah, it's true. As you can see, we are playing differently in Serie A than in Champions League. It's like in Serie A, it's very unpredictable. Like the performance, it's not stabilized yet. It's up and down. You can have a draw a game with a low club, then next day maybe you win a good match. So the next day, but it's inconsistent. So like for Champions League, is this the reason that Pirlo have the idea to go all out in the Champions League, not in Serie A?
No, I don't think that. I think Pirlo, like every manager at Juventus, or even like every player, they want to go as far as possible in any competition. That's for me, no doubt about that. The big difference is that in Champions League, you face teams that are more willing to play, that are more willing to give spaces on the pitch. In Serie A, normally, every team that plays against Juventus, it's like the game of the life.
Yes, true.
So they always play very in defense, close, they do counter-attack, very aggressive, like if there is no tomorrow, In Champions League, it's much more open game, and then it's easier for us to show the qualities we have, because we have players with a lot of skills, So I think the main difference is that.
But now, as you can see in the social media, a lot of talks, this and that. It's like, the game against Torino. So it's not so convincing. Then after the game against Torino, it's against Barca. It's really total different play and total different formation. Like you say, like every team, like if they beat Juventus, they really want to beat Juventus. It's like winning a Scudetto for them. So they really wants to score or maybe stop the road to number 10 for us. So everybody.
On top of that, it's true. Don't forget that we have a lot of new players and a new coach that never coached before.
Yes.
Serie A is a championship with 38 games, with a lot of implications and variables around.
Yes.
For a coach that never coached, neither in Serie C or Serie B, to coach Juventus at Serie A, even if you have the best players in the world, it's not always that easy. So I'm very, let's say, optimistic normally. So I say give time to Pirlo. It's normal at this stage that we do a lot of up and downs. What I don't like, for sure, and I never accept, is, for example, the lack of ferocity, the lack of focus that some players have sometimes on the pitch.
Yes.
That I don't agree, because that is not about experience of the coach. That is about the desire of the players to give their all on the pitch, okay? And that should always be there, regardless if it is a Coppa Italia or Champions League.
Yeah.
I understand that the Champions League games is much more exciting, sure, but you play for Juventus and you should give your all, if it is a Juve Genoa or Juve Barcelona, full stop.
That's our motto. Fino alla fine means until the end, we should fight and fight until that's it. That's why.
Yeah, but fino alla fine is fine, but start also from the beginning, because sometimes we cannot always win at the end, like against Torino. So it's better if you, from the first minute, you play with focus.
So, have you experienced the time in the Della LP Stadium? Have you experienced the moments there?
Which stadium? Sorry.
The Della LP, the old stadium of Juventus.
The old, yes, of course. I was season ticket in Curva Sud, also Delle Alpi.
What's the difference of atmosphere from the old stadium and the new stadium?
But no, there is a huge difference. I mean, the stadium today is really built to give you a fantastic experience. The main difference versus the old stadium was the athletic circuit around the pitch.
Yeah.
And that made the pitch far away from the stands, So it was not a beautiful view, let's say.
Oh, okay.
On top of that, for the way the stadium was built, it was also always very foggy. So I would say that the experience is much nicer now. But it also depends what you find inside the stadium. If it is like the last 1 year, where nobody is singing, then the atmosphere, even in a stadium like this, the atmosphere is bad. So I have very good memories of Delle Alpi, because the Curva was always on fire. We were always singing, a lot of flags, fires. The best game I remember there was definitely Juventus Real Madrid 3-1.
Oh,
it's the Champions League semi-final. It's a game that I will always remember, because I was in the first level at the time, because in Champions League you didn't have the same seat of the Serie A. So I found my ticket in the first level, and I was worried because from the first level you couldn't see very well the pitch.
Oh, okay.
But it was an amazing experience, because the Nedved goal was just under our Curva, so it was amazing. I get shivers now while I talk.
Me too. Was watching that game, that Nedved score. Wow, it's just amazing. So now let's talk about the squad that we have now. Is it we are in a direct, how to say, a right path that more and more young players are being brought by Pirlo into the team, as the way back then we doesn't have that many young players play for Juventus. So what's your opinion about that?
I think let's say we are improving step by step, but we still lack some key players to me. Especially we lack leadership.
Yes,
leadership on the pitch.
Yeah.
And the way I see it, especially we lack leadership in the midfield. We might have some good quality players, young players, but without the leadership, you don't win some games, So it's very important that we try to fix this in the next campaigns. To me, a solid experience and leader in the midfield is absolutely needed, as well as a backup in the attack, because we only have Morata as the number 9. We have a lot of creative players like Chiesa, Berardeschi, Dybala, Kulusevski, but unless you find a way to play them in an effective way, then can be critical. So it's a big challenge also for Pirlo. But I would say, given time, so far so good. But I really would like to have one strong midfielder and one attacker to fix this.
So if you have given the choice, who would you want to sign someone to be in the midfield?
Look, let me dream. Okay, so I'm very romantic. I like the nice stories. So I would be happy to have Pogba back because I think that look, many people say, but he left saying that he was on vacation at Juventus. Guys, in today's football, forget about this. We cannot think about this kind of thing. So if you want to think about that, then we do like Athletic Bilbao. We only get players from Turin and always playing for the same team. But in a modern football, if you want to stay at the top, you should forget about this kind of feelings. So to me, I would welcome Pogba back because I think that he could do a little bit like Morata is doing now. You know, he's back to his top form.
Yes.
We miss a profile like Pogba in our team. So yes, why not?
So as for the squad now, who is the next captain in your opinion? Who has the right mentality to be the next captain in Juventus for now?
Okay, this is a nice argument because I'm very strong on this. To me, the captain, first of all, should not be given to the one with the highest number of games at Juventus. That's the way I see it, because if you play a lot for Juventus, it doesn't mean that you have the leadership skill. Okay, first of all, with this point of view, the captain should also have certain skills. Bonucci, let's say, I don't like him as I don't like the fact that he left and then he came back. But I respect, fine, but I will never be his fan like I was before. Okay, that's my point of view. But anyway, he's a good captain because when he's on the pitch, he makes his voice heard to the referee. He encourages the players around him. He screams, so he's there. You know, when Dybala is a captain, you don't see this. Dybala is very, how can I say, relaxed. He doesn't feel the pressure and the leaders that needs to be the captain. That's again my point of view. Okay. Now, to me, also the captain is the one that should lead by example.
Yes.
Ronaldo, to me, could be a very good captain in the current Juventus for a number of reasons, because of the player he is, but also because of the effort and focus and commitment he always put on the pitch. So, to me, Ronaldo should be a very good captain today. But Ronaldo is not the one that goes to the referee to complain. So there are some balance. Okay. So I would say probably at the moment, from the players that are normally on the pitch, Bonucci probably is the best. Is the one that suits the best, and Chiellini when he's available, of course.
Yes.
But to me, if he stays in the next year at Juventus, De Ligt is going to be the captain. Matthijs De Ligt has a character that is phenomenal. Just look at the video when he was at Ajax. He's born a leader.
Yes.
De Ligt. He's very solid. He's clever. He knows when he can push with the opponents and with the referee, and when he has to a little bit slow down. So for me, De Ligt is the best profile, but it's gonna take 1-2 years more probably.
Okay, now let's talk about the formation, because we can see we are doing, how to say, well with the 3-5-2 formation. What we see, but game after game, changes after changes. Does it going to affect the players' performance, or it also not every player's gonna play every match. It's a rotation, but what we will see. Does this affect the collaboration between players and the formation? What's your
Yeah,
opinion?
I see what you mean. Well, from lineup point of view, the formation is almost always the same, because we play 4 in the back or 3 when we attack. Yeah. Then we have basically 4 or 5 in the midfield, and 2 eventually plus 1 in the attack. So the module more or less is always the same. What always change is the players. Yeah. And I agree with you. This could be a problem on the way forward, because I guess we need some sort of basic lineup that will be integrated eventually from other players when needed. But a kind of starting lineup that is always fixed could be beneficial, especially now that it's a new coach and a new module and a new players. But look, if you are there and I'm here, probably there must be a reason if we are not coach. Okay, so let the coach do their job. We are all virtual coach, and normally are very good in being virtual coach. But the reality is that there is a reason if I'm here and Pirlo is there. Yes. So having said that, I don't understand too much when, for example, we play players outside their position. Yes. Yeah, that's a little bit strange to me, because if Chiesa always played on the right wing and you play him on the left, I don't know, Kulusevski always played on the right wing and you play him on the left, yes. I don't understand this kind of things. Maybe it's because that specific game you don't have enough players on the left. Maybe Sandro is injured, fine, but still it's not that easy. Okay. But for sure we still lack a clear identity. So if you ask me what is the starting lineup for Juventus, it changes every time, so we don't know.
Okay, now the main question is this: as you can way back, or you can look way back, Juventus, we have lots of Italian national team players in the club. As for now, when we move forward, the numbers of players is decreasing. It's people say Juventus should be an Italian, lot of Italian players to be Juventus. Why now it's like international players play for Juventus? No more Italian players are being chosen or being signed by Juventus. What's it?
Yeah. Really? The way I see it is that you also need to understand the context. Juventus started to win again in 2011. Okay, in those years there weren't so many good Italian players. Okay, if you check the national team after 2006. We didn't perform very well, except for the year with Conte in 2016, I remember, something like that. So what does it mean? That you start to win, you want to continue to win, okay? Of course, you want to create, to start a cycle of victories. Yes. At that time, there weren't so very strong Italian players, so the management had to look outside, and we started to bring some good international players, and we kept winning over the years. Now, in the last years, we start to see again some good Italian players that could really work to be Juventus players. I'm thinking about Zaniolo, Barella, that I like a lot. There are, I would say, a pool of 8-10 players that could really be part of the Juventus team. So now I think we already started because with Chiesa we started already, but I guess in the next 2-3 years Juventus will try to attract more this type of Italian players, It's not easy because, of course, now they will all ask for a very high price tag, you know. But that's part of the game. When you are Juventus and when you are one of the top 5 teams in the world, you need to spend whatever you buy. Unless you are lucky to find some very young players and don't pay them a lot, because guys, you will never find talented players of 20-25 years that you buy for free because their contract is expired. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so far, who is your best player in the squad right now?
I'm not a one-man show, you know. So okay.
To be honest, who surprised you the most for this season?
It's a difficult question, but I will answer. I will say that the one that I feel the most, I'm more involved emotionally, probably are 2 players at the moment, and let me say 3.
Okay.
So I say again, players that with who I am emotionally involved. So that means that I care if they perform well. These are Morata, De Ligt, and Demiral.
I have the same player as you. It's the same.
Okay, good.
That is where what we say.
But you know why? No, because these are the players that you can really see they give their all.
Yes.
When on the pitch, they play with passion.
Yeah.
So I don't care if Morata doesn't score for 5 games in a row if he plays with passion. Absolutely, I don't care. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And I see the same in De Ligt. De Ligt is a fighter, always fighting for every ball, if it is the first or the last minute. Demiral is a warrior. Demiral needs to slow down a bit because otherwise he will get a lot of red cards and so on. But I mean, the passion they put, it's what I like.
So okay, so now let us talk the game against Genoa next. That is coming. So you see the same formation or the same commitment they're going to play as against Barca, or is the same as against what you see against Torino? So it's something different. Are you?
I think it will be something in the middle. But look, I will be very surprised if we go there in January and we win 3-4-0. I will be very surprised. I expect a fight. I expect a very tough game. So no, I don't expect the same type of games against Barcelona. No, hopefully they will prove me wrong, but I don't expect it.
So do you see the road to the number 10? It's a right path? Are we going to road to number 10? Or
road to number 10, it will depend very much on how the situation will be in March. Playing without fans is a big factor. Okay, so teams like Juventus or Inter or Napoli, they normally rely a lot on the fans, especially when they play home. And this factor is gone. So look, this year is going to be very, very tough because now, especially that Inter is out of Champions League, they can only focus on the Serie A, and Conte never failed to win the local championship when he had to focus only on that. So he never failed; he always won. Okay, so this is going to be a very tough year. On top of that, we have Milan. That I'm surprised, to be honest. I'm surprised that they are still there. I expect they will start to lose points soon. But at off, they are doing a very good championship, and they might be a contender until the end. So watch out for Milan. Then we have Napoli. Napoli is also very strong contender. So you see, we have at least 3-4 teams that can win, and it's gonna be fun. Look, when we appointed Pirlo, I said the first day, I said I'm not expecting anything this year. I'm not expecting Juventus to win because we are changing a lot. We try to let's say to build a solid team so that even if we lose 1 year, the next year we can try to win again. Okay, so this is what Juventus is trying to do.
But,
so I wasn't expecting.
But are you ready to accept that we're not going to win anything this season?
Yes, I mean, guys, we cannot always win. We are extremely lucky that for 9 years, for 9 years of our life, we have been winning and joking around other teams.
Yes, true.
We are extremely lucky. So if I'm not happy, but I accept that we don't win this year if I see that we are starting to build something for the next year. Then I'm fine with that because it means that, okay, we might not win for 1 year, but next year we will start to win again, maybe. Look what happened to Inter after the triplet in 2010. They collapsed and disappeared for 10 years. Is this what you want? I don't want this. So I'm okay if we don't win for 1 year, but then we are at least competitive for the next year. So, but then it doesn't mean that we are not going to win. Let's see, because in March, April, everything can happen. And you never know if Pirlo from now to then find the right alchemy, the right lineup, the right, alchemy for the team. Then I still believe we have the strongest team in Serie A. We have the strongest lineup.
Yes.
We have the best player in the world. We have many other players. To me, we have the best team. So I expect that we should at least compete until the end. Okay.
So now, people in the social media, people are saying a lot of things about this player, how Dybala perform till now. People doesn't appreciate, or maybe people want him out. It's a lot of talk, lot of this, lot of negative talking. Some of them positive thinking. We are in, how to say, even in our own community, we are arguing each other about him. So what really happens to him? What really happened is because of the less focus on him, or maybe the contract that he won was not going to happen. Well, what's the main problem that you see that he doesn't?
I can only give my opinion because I'm not in the head of the player. I don't know the details because, like I said before, everybody is talking about that, but nobody knows the details. Okay. But besides this, I give you my opinion. In my opinion, Dybala is a type of player that need to feel the confidence around him to perform well. As soon as he starts to score and he sees that everybody is happy about him, he will continue to score. See what happened last year. Last year, for 5-6 games in a row, he was playing very well, scoring beautiful goals, and then he got the injury and had to stop. Okay, but when he restarts, it takes time before he gets to the point where he was before, and from here to get there, he doesn't feel the confidence of the people around him, so he doesn't play well. But this is not good, because if you are a player and if you are supposed to be a champion that is paid 10, 15 million euros per year, you should overcome this kind of problem. So you should prove that you are better than that. So as a summary, I think Dybala is a great player, and he will prove again. He will prove it again this year that he's a great player. But he lacks consistency, and he lacks the leadership, I said before, to me, my personal view.
Okay, so thank you for all your discussion, your opinion, and the history that you have shared with the viewers. So, prediction next against Genoa. What's the score? What's it's going to be?
I'm gonna say 2-1 for Juventus.
But we are conceding a lot of goals this season.
But another reason is because there are no fans at the stadium.
Yeah,
if you are a defender, and the other team is attacking you, you hear the noise of the stadium that is increasing.
Yes.
So automatically you feel more focus on what is happening. You feel more the danger around you. Without fans, it's not like that. And it's not me saying this, it's the players saying this. So without fans, they don't always feel how dangerous an action or a play is.
So will you expect fans to come in soon to the stadium soon?
No. To me, maybe in the last part of the season, we will have like 2,000-3,000, like is happening now in Premier League.
Yes.
Maybe it's going to be like this. But I believe that if we talk about large volumes or full stadium, it's not going to be before September 2021.
Hopefully everything is going well. Then we will be back again to the stadium. So, Maurizio, any last words for the viewers? So, how can they contact you and to reach you this?
Please. Thank you. Then I would like to actually spend 1 minute on something new that I'm launching, and I'm sure people around the world will like it. So I'm launching officially on 1st of January because I want to launch it already in the new year because 2020 was a disaster. Okay, so I want to already have a positive mind. Launch on 1/1/21, and I'm launching a brand new Around Turin membership that is going to provide a lot of features, a lot of extra content. And I would like to explain a little bit more because to me it's very, very nice.
Yeah.
In the last month, I work a lot on these new projects, and I wrote a fantastic book about Turin. It's a digital book with a lot of beautiful pictures about Turin and explaining the history or the legends, the magic behind this city. I will show you something later, but it's very, very nice. And this is part of first of all, it's in 8 languages, 8 different languages, and it's part of the membership. Also, together with the membership, there is of course the possibility to have access to extra content about Italy and things to do when you guys come here in Turin and in Italy in general. And of course, the possibility to have discounts at the restaurant and bars in Turin. Of course, this will only be a benefit when you can travel. But for now, you can already enjoy the digital book about Turin because, trust me, is fantastic.
Okay, Maurizio.
So I invite everybody to stay tuned and follow up me in the next few days because you will have more information about this Around Turin membership. The cost is very small. It's 15 euros, 15 euros, because I want to give access to all. But you will see the content is amazing.
Okay, guys. So don't forget to watch out and tune in, or maybe to check out Around Turin. More and more great stuff that's coming your way in year 2021. Okay, Maurizio, grazie mille for appearing in our podcast channel. So guys, don't forget to watch out every week, a new episode, a new guest for the podcast channel. So let's go for the win against Genoa. So
ciao to all my friends in Singapore.
Ciao Maurizio, ciao. Grazie.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.